if civil war comes, and I do think it is imminent, you're quite right, it will for us be the price of freedom. Our people here have for a long time been prepared for this eventuality, and I am confident of their readiness. I think that when it does come, that the people on the other side would be surprised as to what they're going to get.
From Zaria, Mecca proceeded first to the Royal West African Frontier Force Training School in Ghana, and next to Eaton Hall, where he received his commission in March 1958 as second lieutenant. He was one of the first and few university graduates to receive an army commission. He later attended infantry school in Warminster. Upon completion of further military training, he was assigned to the Army's 5th Battalion in Kaduna. At that time, the Nigerian military forces had 250 officers and only 15 were Nigerians. There were 6,400 other ranks, of which 336 were British. Lieutenant Colonel Ojukwu was in Kano, northern Nigeria, when Major Patrick Chukwuemeka, Kaduna, on 15th January 1966, executed and announced a bloody military coup in Kaduna, also in northern Nigeria. It is to Ojukwu's credit that the coup lost much steam in the north, where it had succeeded. Lieutenant Colonel Odumegwu Ojukwu supported the forces loyal to the Supreme Commander of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Major General Aguiyi Ironsi. Major Nzegwu was in control of Kaduna, but the coup had failed in other parts of the country. Aguiyi Ironsi took over the leadership of the country and thus became the first military head of state. On Monday, 17th January 1966, he appointed military governors for the 4 regions. Lieutenant Colonel Odumegwu Ojukwu was appointed military governor of the Eastern region. Others were Lieutenant Colonels Hassan Usman Katsina for the north, Francis Adekunle Fajuri for the west, and David Akwede Ejo for the Midwest. These men formed the Supreme Military Council with Brigadier B.A.O. Ogundigbe, Chief of Staff, Supreme Headquarters, Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, Chief of Staff, Army Headquarters, Commodore J.E.A. Ware, Head of Nigerian Navy, Lieutenant Colonel George D. Urubu, Head of Air Force, and Colonel Shitu Alao. By the 29th of May, the 1966 anti-Igbo pogrom started. This presented problems for Odumegwu as he did everything in his power to prevent reprisals and even encouraged people to return, as assurances for their safety had been given by his supposed colleagues up north and out west. On 29 July 1966, a group of officers including Majors Murtala Mohammed, Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, and Martin Adamu led the majority of northern soldiers in a mutiny that later developed into a counter-coup or July rematch. The coup failed in the southeastern part of Nigeria, where Ojukwu was the military governor, due to the effort of the brigade commander and hesitation of northern officers stationed in the region, partly due to the mutiny leaders in the east being northern, whilst being surrounded by a large eastern population. The Supreme Commander General Aguiyi Ironsi and his host Colonel Fajri were abducted and killed in Ibadan. On acknowledging Ironsi's death, Ojukwu insisted that the military hierarchy be preserved. The most senior army officer after Ironsi was Brigadier Babafemi Ogundigbe. However, the leaders of the counter-coup insisted that Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon be made head of state, although both Gowon and Ojukwu were of the same rank in the Nigerian army. Ogundigbe could not muster enough force in Lagos to establish his authority, as soldiers available to him were under Joseph Garba, who was part of the coup. This realization led Ogundigbe to opt out. Thus, Ojukwu's insistence could not be enforced by Ogundigbe unless the coup plotters agreed, which they did not. The fallout from this led to a standoff between Ojukwu and Gowon, leading to the sequence of events that resulted in the Nigerian Civil War.